Hi everyone, my name is Desiree Thompson. This blog is for trauma survivors of childhood sexual abuse, sexual assault, and intimate partner violence. I'm here to support and guide, help people in rewiring their nervous system basically, because what happened in the past has obviously affected our nervous systems, and from that we operate. That's where our emotions come from, our behaviors, our reactions, our decisions, and so on and so forth. And I struggled with this for a long time, and now that I've come out of it, it took many years of healing. I want to be able to share the things that I've done, because it's close to my heart. It's something that you've had to deal with. It's hard, and although I'll never forget what's happened, and neither will you. But it's important, in order to have a really good quality of life, we have to be able to manage ourselves in a way where we can actually live life, where we accomplish things, or we achieve our dreams, or we pursue things that are meaningful to us, rather than be in that survival mode, which so many of us are. So that's what this channel is for. And I don't know if I've really stressed it throughout in many of the videos. Maybe I have, but I want to be here to support you in that way. And for me, it's also about mindset. And I know that when I started my healing, I mean, that was the last thing I needed, because I was just very rebellious, which was considered a downfall. But I realized over the years that being a rebellious child, I was also very determined, and that is now a strength of mine. I've seen a lot of my weaknesses, as they called them in the past, as my strengths. So the determination to heal and to get past it. I had to have some wake-up calls, though, before I got that. And they were actually divinely inspired wake-up calls, several of them, because I am rebellious, like I said. So I had to get a few knocks on the head, not literally, but through divine intervention. And so I'm here with that to be able to support you. But mindset, I mean, oh my God, it could make us, or it could break us, really. I mean, it's so hard. I've struggled with depression for many years, since even before, when I was a kid. Nothing was ever done to about it back then, but when I was preteens. And so it's always been a struggle trying to get through that. But I could also go into those shitty places, those dark places. And the more you think about these, or the more you kind of go into that circle, or that funnel, that spiraling down, that darkness, and then everything seems to get really small around you. The more you stay there, and if you're not consciously aware of where you're going, you will hit bottom, and it'll take a lot longer to get out. It's harder. It's that energy, that struggle. It's like cement. You're trying to lift up a brick of concrete, and it's so hard. So once I made the determination, or made the decision to heal, because I wanted to be a better mom, and I wanted my kids to see me in a different way. I just started to become more conscious of what was going on in my mind, in my space, right inside of me, to be able to catch myself. And I mean, it's never that easy, and it's never that perfect, because things happen, and you go back down, and you get out, and you go back down to the hole, and it's like, I call it the abyss of hell. You get down there, and it's like you're just clawing your way, trying to get out, trying to figure it out. And but the more I kept catching myself, right, it's like, oh yeah, here I am again. Okay, now what do I need to do? What do I have to do, right? And and then you go from there. What do you need to do? What do you have to do, right? Is that, okay, I need to go have a cup of coffee outside. I need to go pet my dogs. It could be as simple as that. Maybe I just need to get out of bed and move to the other room. Whatever. It doesn't matter how small it is. What I find hard out there sometimes is there's a lot of amazing people that are supporting people that struggle with depression or struggle with other mental health issues. And I bet I know they mean well, but there's a lot of people that just tell you don't and do. Don't do this and do this, and don't do that and do this, and you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And I found that very difficult through my healing journey, and that's why I continued to isolate myself for many years, because I would just get angry. I had a lot of anger issues inside of me, and usually it was all reflected back on myself. A lot of people don't understand that. It's so there's that anger, but we take it out on ourselves, right? That self-blame, that self-hate, that self-loathing, and so forth. And so, but once you make that decision to do something about your life, to find that you need something to kind of go back to and say, why am I doing this? What are the reasons? And it has to be freaking big. It really does have to be big. Because honest to God, I swear if my children were not here or I never birthed my children, I wouldn't be around anymore. It's just, it wouldn't be possible to have lived a life here. They were the ones that were stable enough for me to make that decision that I wanted to be a better mother for them, and I wanted to do better for them. And that was my way of getting better and better and better. And then I realized that over time, as I got better and better, that my purpose opened up for me, because I started to clear out the crap that darkness inside of me, and I started to reflect more light and see more light. And then things started to change. But I could tell you, it didn't happen overnight. It took work. There was a lot of work. People don't like to hear that work or discipline or consistency, but it does. That's what it is. It's all about mindset. It's all about presence, being aware of your actions, your mental state, how you're feeling, what's going on, what's surrounding you. So you always have to be checking in with yourself to see where you're at, and then, okay, what do I need in that moment? Because if you're not good to yourself, if you're not well, how can you take care of other people around you? It's so true. We think we're doing a pretty good job. So I thought, until I was graced by whatever you want to call it, graced by God that I need to wake up. And of course, graced by God in many ways and many times before I was taking action, but the times I felt like I wanted to give up, I'd be graced again, and then I'd want to give up and I'd be graced again. It was just like capital I, never gives up on us. So I am here never to give up on you. So anyways, if you are struggling, it doesn't matter what stage you are, start with just those little steps. Start with something. Find something that can keep you going, whatever that is. I don't know, a pet. If you've got kids, what do you want? How do you want your children to see you as you get older, or after you die? Do you want to leave anything behind? When I say leave anything behind, do you want to leave? For me, mine is about showing other people, creating an understanding about mental health and mental wellness, to show people what it can look like, and to be able to give more compassion to others that are struggling out there. And that's what my book is about. It's about me, one in 1.3 billion people, because I calculated the percentage, and that's the amount of women and children being abused in this world. It's astronomical, and it has to be stopped. So, and if we can create even bigger communities, that's even better. That's for us. That's our strength, right? That's the only way that things change. So I'm here to support you in creating that wellness, or finding a way to create that wellness for you. Whatever that is, it doesn't have to be exactly my way. It has to suit you. What are your needs? And it starts with reflection. It starts with digging back to see who you are, and not to get all caught up in that who you are thing. It's just, what do you need right now? What is bugging you? It's going deep into that. And I think that's the hardest thing, is just being able to take that time and go into ourselves, right? Into reflection, and ask those questions. What do I need? For the longest time, when I asked myself, what did I feel? I had no idea. I wasn't even connected to what I felt. I remember my first husband said, goes, Desiree, you got to stop saying that word nice. You need to find other words besides nice, because I had no other adjectives. I had no other words to describe anything. And I had that no connection, you know, with myself. It was like I was chopped from here. I was separated from my body. And with healing, I started to become connected. It was a scary process for sure, but I started to become connected to me, to my feelings, to what I needed, to why I was behaving a certain way, and so on and so forth. And that's really what healing is all about, is trying to reconnect with who you are, to find out what you need. And when you start taking care of yourself, giving yourself that self-love, if you don't want to call it that right now, that's okay. But when you start taking care of yourself, that way you become stronger, you become more present, you become more engaged and focused in life and what you want to accomplish, and your light shines. Anyways, I just get so emotional sometimes. I hope you come back and listen, and let me know if you want to hear about any other topics. But I'm here for you. You take care. Bye.